doubt, I have told myself firmly, if not me, who? If not now, when?
Do you want to learn English? Subscribe to ESL Classes.
Your Excellencies, UN Secretary General, President of General Assembly, Executive Directors of UN Women, and distinguished guests. Today, we are launching a new campaign called He for She. I am reading out a few because we need your help. We want to end gender inequality, and for this we need everyone involved. This is the first campaign of UN of its own kind. We want to try and galvanize as many men and boys as possible to be the advocate for change. I was appointed as UN Women Goodwill Ambassador 6 months ago. And the more I've spoken about feminism, the more I've realized that fighting for women's rights has too often become synonymous with man-hating. If there's one thing I know for certain, is that this has to stop. For the record, feminism by definition is the belief that men and women should have equal rights and opportunities. This is the theory of political, economic, and social equality of sexes. I started doing gender-based assumptions. When I was at 8, I was confused at being called bossy, because we wanted to direct the plays we put on for our parents, but the boys were not. When at 14, I was sexualized by the sudden elements of the press. When at 15, my girlfriends started dropping out their sport teams because they didn't want to appear muscly. When at 18, my male friends were unable to express their feelings. I decided that I was a feminist, and this seemed uncomplicated. But my recent research has shown me that feminism has become an unpopular word. Women are choosing not to identify as feminists. Why has the word become such an uncomfortable one? I'm from Britain, and I think it is right that I'm paid the same as my male counterparts. I think it's right that I should be able to make decisions about my own body. I think it's right that all women be involved on my behalf for policies and decisions. I think it is right socially that I'm paid the same respect as men. But sadly I can say, there is no one country in the world can yet say they achieve gender equality. There is no one country in the world where women can receive these rights. These rights I consider to be human rights. But I'm one of the lucky ones. My life is a sheer privilege because my parents didn't love me less because I was born a daughter. My school didn't limit me because I was born a girl. My mentors didn't assume me that I would go less far because I might give birth to a child one day. These influences were the gender equality ambassadors that made me who I am today. They may not know it, but they are inadvertent feminists who are changing the world today. We need more of those. If you still hate the word, it is not the word that is important. It's the idea and ambition behind it. Because not all women has received the same rights that I have. Statistically, very few of them. In 1997, Hillary Clinton made a great speech about women's rights. Sadly, many things she wanted to change are still true today. But what stood out for me when the 30% of the audience were male? How can we change affecting the world when only half of opportunity to extend your formal invitation. Gender inequality is your issue too. I've seen my father's role as a parent being valued less by the society. Despite my needing his presence as a child as much as my mother. I've seen young men suffering from mental illness, unable to ask for help or fear. It will make them less of a man. In fact, in UK, suicide is the biggest killer of men between 20 to 49. Both men and women should feel free to be sensitive. Both should be strong. If we stop defining ourselves by what we cannot and start defining ourselves by who we are, we can all be free. And that is what He for She is all about. It is about freedom. Men, I would like to take this month so that your mothers, sisters, and daughters should feel free from prejudice. And also if their sons have permission to be vulnerable and human too. Statesman Edmund Burke said that all that is needed for the forces of evil to triumph is for good men and women to do nothing. In my moments of doubt, I have told myself firmly, if not me, who? If not now, when? If you have the similar doubts where opportunities are presented to you, I hope these words will be helpful. If you believe in equality, you might be one of those inadvertent feminists who I spoke of earlier. I invite you to step forward to be seen and to ask yourself, if not me,